All right, here's how you create a quiz in Google Forms. Notice that I've first of all gone into the folder in my Google Drive that I want to create this quiz in, and then I click new, and that'll pop up this a new form. Sorry, click new and then form. Go to more in Google Forms. It'll pop up here. It'll be in the right folder, so you don't have to move it later. Go ahead and name your document right up here, and then click up on this and it'll put that same name right up there for you. Saves you a little time. Go over to the settings bar, type collect or choose collect email responses. Also, I restrict to users from Indian Prairie School District and limit one response. That's usually a good thing to do. Don't let them edit, and probably you don't want to let them see a summary chart and their text responses. You go over to the quizzes section now, click make this a quiz. You can release the grade immediately after submission if you want, but be careful if you do that, because if kids are sitting next to each other with their Chromebooks or computers, then they'll be able to see which ones were wrong. I don't include correct answers. I do include missed questions. That way the kids can get their immediate feedback. I like to give them that immediate feedback so that they can see what they got, but I also don't want them to see what the right answers are in case a kid sitting next to them is watching, taking a peek at their screen. You could also choose later after manual review, and that will allow you just to email out all the answers once everyone's done. In terms of presentation, if you want to show the progress bar, you can. If you want to shuffle question order, that's a good idea to use typically, but for this particular one, I'm not using that feature because this quiz is just going to be the answer document. I'm handing out a piece of paper with the quiz on it, and the kids are only using this to input their answers for this multiple choice question. Notice that for quizzes to work, it needs to be multiple choice questions. At this point, Google Forms doesn't have a way to automatically grade answers unless it is multiple choice. So if you wanted to do that, you'll use Google Flubaroo with Google, and that I'll show you how to do that in a different video. So sometimes it's good to use Google Quizzes. Sometimes it's good to use just Google Forms and then use Flubaroo to grade the answers. So now that I've done this, here's really the most important thing to do is the very first question that you want to put is asking for their full student ID number. And make sure it's a short answer that you're asking for. And also use this, go down here to the data validation, click on data validation, and make sure that you put in that it has to be a number greater than 100,000, and ask them in the comment section here to use their full ID number. That way it'll give them an error message if they, let's say they only type in the last 4 digits, or they try typing in their email address or their name or something like that. You don't want that to happen. Also, make sure you require this question. And then here's what I like to do. I create a new section right here so that that question will be on that first section. I'll take a look at what that looks like here. So here's what their form will look like. It's asking for their full student ID. And if they don't type it in correctly, it asks them to please use their full ID number. And it'll say that until the number gets over a certain number. Won't let them go on to the next until they typed in their full number, and then they can go to the next thing. All right. So back to the document. Now what I do is in the second section, I don't title it. You can if you want, but certainly delete what that says untitled section, because you don't want it to say that. And then I start adding my questions. Now again, what I'm adding right here is really just an answer document. So I'm just going to type in A, B, C, D, and I am going to make this worth 1 point. And then here's my answer key over here. I'll choose that as the answer for the first question. Click back on edit question, and now make it required and duplicate the question. So here's question. Actually, I should have put question 1. Now I'll put question 2. And notice I've duplicated it, but this answer is not the same answer. So you go into the answer key and I change it. notice you have to turn off the other one because you can have 2 correct answers. And in this way, I'll create all of these questions and the answer document as well. And then the last thing you have to do is go to your Google Classroom account, whichever class it is. And this is really an important thing as well. This is a really key feature of using Google Forms along with Google Classroom to administer tests. When you're ready to give the test, go ahead and type and click an assignment, type in, quiz or whatever the assignment is, and use your Google Drive to add that particular quiz. So go ahead and click on Google Drive and add it here. Again, use topics. I suggest use topics. This is a test or a quiz. If you need to add instructions, you can add instructions. Use the attached answer document to record the answers to the quiz. I will hand out the quiz at the beginning of class, etc. And then when you click assign, it's really nice. What happens is it will tell you as soon as kids finish that answer document, it will show up right here in the done section. So you can monitor when kids are done, which kids haven't finished the quiz right here in Google Classroom. So that's a really nice feature. And then of course, to put your grades into Gradebook, I've posted another video to explain how to do that, which is a very simple process to do. Since you've collected their student ID numbers, it can be done in just a few quick clicks and save you a lot of time and energy. So hopefully that makes sense, and I hope you enjoy using quizzes in Google Classroom.